Everything all right, Miss Malone?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Nothing, just checking some signatures. All right, if you must know, I was on the phone and I missed getting the last batch of visitors to sign out.
So you're signing for them? Oh, I don't imagine the governor would be too pleased about that, seeing as how she's told us to tighten security. I mean, an officer forging signatures.
Well, you're not going to tell her, are you? It's not as though I didn't see the people leaving, and I can hardly be everywhere at once.
You saw them leave?
Yes.
Did you count them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose just this once it can be overlooked. We'll call it our little secret, shall we?
Right. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I appreciate what you did before. Not saying anything about those signatures. I owe you a favour.
Oh, officers should stick together. A lot of people would like to see us fighting amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Not just the prisoners either. Sometimes the politics in this place make me sick.
I know what you mean. One thing, though. The governor's finally decided to tighten up security. It's got to be a change for the better.
It's as far as it goes.
How do you mean?
Well, the likes of Desmond and Kelly. Can't see it making any difference to them. They'll still find a way to get around the rules as long as they know there's no comeback. You see, the governor's idea of being strict is to put them into solitary for a day or two. They're laughing at us.
Yes, I know. You must be quite angry about the way they tried to frame you.
Quite angry.
If it was me, I can tell you I'd be wanting to pay them back.
As a matter of fact, I have been thinking along those lines. But the governor's expecting it, and she's watching like a hawk. I could still do it, though. Do a proper job on the both of them. Get rid of them once and for all. All I'd need would be the help of another officer.
Say someone was willing to help. Do you have any ideas?
Oh, yes. I have ideas.
What do you say we have a drink tonight, and you can tell me what they are?
Well, I'm glad you see things the same way. Losing visiting rights or a week's buy-up is hardly punishment.
Especially when most of them don't have visitors in.
Yeah, we shouldn't be surprised. We know that Reynolds won't support her staff. She's only too eager to listen to the prisoner's side of things.
Oh, I know. That fiasco with you was a prime example. God, I was angry about that. Thank heavens that nun came to the party.
Yes, but it won't change anything. Every time a prisoner gets marked, we're the ones that come under suspicion.
It's too easy for them. They can set any of us up at any time.
Exactly. And I'm going to fix that.
How?
Let's just say that the prisoners aren't the only ones who can frame people. I've managed to have troublemakers sent to other prisoners before.
You're thinking of Desmond and Kelly?
They're troublemakers, aren't they?
But how do we do it?
We'll simply turn the tables on them. Instead of us bashing them, the story will be the other way around. Except that one of us will have to witness the whole thing.
That goes straight to Blackmore.
Can't see any problem in arranging that, can you?
Well, no, but I...
Teamwork, Terry. That's what it's all about. What do you say?
Why, Miss Ferguson, nice of you to visit. Did you find what you were looking for?
The cell's a mess, Ballinger.
Isn't it? I was just telling Daphne the same thing. But you needn't worry, it'll be cleaned up before lunch. You can go. I'll see you later.
Got expensive taste, Ballinger.
Why not? I can afford it.
Obviously, you've got the women on side. I mean, normally they'd have a field day with all this junk lying around.
It's all in the way you handle them. Some you can buy, some you can bluff, some... Well, there are ways of fixing the others. I imagine that there are quite a few that you'd like to fix in here.
Keep talking.
Desmond's quite a lady. Got a brain. Well, she must have, otherwise she wouldn't have been able to frame you, would she? But Kelly, well, she wouldn't be a problem at all.
What are you saying, Ballinger?
I'm saying that we can help each other. Crudely, I suppose. But it seems to be the accepted form of communication in here.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought you needed any help. I mean, you just snap your fingers and everything's delivered to your door.
Not always. There are a few little items I'm having difficulty with. Items that could get your friend Desmond into heaps of trouble. Of course, I'd need your help. It's up to you.
Be careful, Ballinger. There are lots of officers who could take that sort of talk the wrong way.
Oh, Miss Ferguson!
Hey, don't try
Come on, what's going on?
You're usually more subtle than that, Desmond.
She bumped into me.
Don't lie, Desmond.
I saw what happened, so save your breath.
You're on a charge.
You're both liars. She deliberately bumped into me.
Now you've got a charge for insubordination. Want to try for 3? Anyone object to the charges? Right, what are you standing around for? Get to work.
So much for your favourite top dog.
I don't reckon those charges are fair.
And
Forget it, Lexi. Come on.
But you didn't do nothing.
Come on. Okay?
yeah, did very well. Very well indeed. Seems to me you've taken a bit of a slide in the popularity polls, Desmond. You know, without your old cronies around to keep the numbers up.
I wouldn't believe everything you heard.
Oh, I don't have to be told, Desmond. You see, I can sense it, smell it in the air, especially since I got my faculties back. It wasn't very charitable of you, Desmond, taking advantage of a sick person like that.
You would have been the first in line if the same thing had happened to me.
Well, maybe we've got something in common after all. No, I suppose not. See, Desmond, I don't have any trouble keeping my position on top. But you're losing your grip. In fact, I'd say that you were shaky enough to drop that tray. And to cop a charge for resisting the officer who told you to clean it up. Oh, Desmond, now, look what you've done. I'd say your position's looking worse by the second.
Come off it, Ferguson. You haven't got a hope of making it stick. Not with Renault gunning for you as much as she is for me.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong. Because you see, this time, I've taken the precaution of organising a witness. The most reliable kind. A fellow officer. Oh, she'll be here, Desmond. Terry Malone is the most punctual officer I know.
You lousy bitch!
Yeah, come on, Desmond, land one on me. Save me the trouble of faking it. And if I were you, I'd start rehearsing the farewell speech, too. Although you might not have time to use it before they ship you off to the black hole.
What? What's going on here?
Come on, Desmond, pick it up. Everything's under control. Look at my uniform. Was an accident, though. She tripped.
Bit clumsy for you, isn't it, Desmond?
Everyone has their off days.
Now, we'll get a move on, Desmond. We've got to go all the way back and get another tray. We're not holding you up, are we?
I'll send someone over with a mop and bucket if it'll help.
Good idea. Come on, Desmond. Not got all day. Come on. It was a very wise move, Desmond.
The way Renault's feeling at the moment, she wouldn't have believed me anyway.
Shame I didn't follow through with it then.
You're right. Could have been your last chance.
How do you figure that?
Because now I know what you're up to. I'm going to be watching you and Malone.
You're wasting your time, Desmond. You're finished here. We're just speeding up the inevitable. Now move. Where the hell did you get to?
I'm sorry, Joan. Meg sent me to maternity.
We had an agreement and you broke it. I'm not interested in excuses.
I tried to let you know, but you'd already gone.
Then you should have followed. For God's sake, do I have to spell out every move to you?
I said I was sorry, Joan.
Yes. Yes, so you did. It wasn't your fault. I'm sorry.
Did anything happen?
Crookshank walked in on me. Don't worry, I covered.
Are you sure he wasn't suspicious?
Desmond backed me.
You're joking.
Just looking after her own neck.
Well, we'll get another chance.
You have to be careful. Desmond's onto us, and I don't know what Crookshank might say to the governor.
I'd never forgive myself if you got into trouble because of me.
Yes, well, I have a plan that will oust Desmond permanently. Just leave it to me.
Well, the feds weren't the only ones listening.
Been thinking about something you said yesterday.
Do close the door, Miss Ferguson.
It's against regulations for a cell door to be closed.
Thank you. Would you care for some pâté de foie?
No, thanks. You seem to be making some kind of offer, Ballinger.
I think you must be referring to my worries about the safety and health of our noble top dog.
Is Desmond in danger of becoming accident-prone?
Could be. Of course, getting rid of a top dog requires some form of compensation.
Of course.
I need a package brought in undercover.
What's in it?
Grass.
No way. Too risky.
Fair enough. But considering how badly you want to get rid of Desmond, it's a small price to pay, isn't it?
Only if she's taken care of permanently.
Done.
Staff room. Here. It's for you, it's your husband.
Tell him I already left.
She said to tell you she's not here.
Really? What did you do that for?
Myra didn't try and have a go at you yesterday, did she?
Yeah, she'd be on her way to Blackmore if she had.
Yeah, she'd be a bit stupid, wouldn't she? If you do get any trouble, just have to let us know. You know that, don't you?
Bit of a switch around, isn't it? You were only too eager to side with her before.
Oh, well, it's not always easy to spot a frame-up. That was a bad business.
Yes, Crookshank, a bad business all round, so you can shove the white flag in mothballs. I've got enough to worry about watching me back with Desmond without wondering when you two are going to double-cross me again.
Good quality stuff. Too good for this place.
You said the contact would give me one package, Ballinger. What's in the second one?
Let's have a look, shall we? Might find a big surprise.
I can do without surprises. I was searched this morning and came
I'm
very
sure
close.
you're far too clever to get caught.
Oh, there'll be no danger of that, because there won't be any more deliveries.
We'll see. Why, what a coincidence. It's exactly what I expected to find.
You said I was only bringing in marijuana.
Did I say that?
That wasn't part of the agreement.
Oh, I think it was. It's a terrible thing, of course. But I think Myra's had a hell of a time recently. Not a word from any of her friends, not even a boyfriend. A girl can get so depressed when something like that happens. Even suicidal. I believe an overdose of heroin is a very unpleasant affair.
Thank you. You're looking quite pleased with yourself. You think we've got the skids under Desmond, okay?
Oh, I'd say there's a fair chance we won't have to worry about her much longer.
I did the right thing, putting that report in about her behaviour.
Oh, yeah, every little bit helps. But I'd go a bit easy for a while. We don't want to give the governor the idea that she's being victimised.
Right.
Actually, I have enlisted a little extra aid against her. Can't tell you too much at the moment, but I can guarantee Desmond's on the way out.
You trust me, don't you?
Of course I do. But this is just one of those times when what you don't know can't get you into trouble.
Fair enough.
Listen, what are you doing after work? I thought we might have a drink together. Well, that's if you're not busy with a boyfriend or whatever.
I haven't got one.
Oh, I thought you'd have had plenty of boyfriends.
No.
Well, maybe we could have dinner together sometime. You know, if we're off on the same evening.
I'd like that.
Myra's the one I'm worrying about. She takes too much of herself.
Yeah, she really takes being top dog seriously. She likes to help everyone. I like people who try to be fair.
Look where it gets her. She's sitting there all over there by herself.
Yeah, she does look a bit lonely.
I've got a good idea. I'm going back to my cell. Why don't you take your coffee and go and try and cheer up?
You don't mind?
No, go ahead. Here, take my coffee. I don't want it and she hasn't got one.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. See ya.
Sure.
Hey, you mind if I join you?
Be my guest.
Thought you might like a cuppa. Thanks. You You okay? You look a bit depressed. Is there anything I can do for you?
No, but thanks for asking.
Hey, maybe you should try having some plants in your cell. They're real good company. You could have one of mine for a while. You could have a holiday in your cell.
Nice idea. I might give it a try. Oh, coffee is as bad as the food. Now I've done my bit. What's happening?
I'd say the first stage is well underway by now. You'll hear about it soon enough.
Good.
By the way, there are a few small things I'd like you to do for me.
I have completed my end of the deal.
You want Desmond, don't you?
You know I do.
Well, I can't guarantee anything unless it's run my way.
Right. What are these jobs?
I'll tell you about it later.
Come on, Desmond. You don't have to be afraid of me. Come on. You'll be able to save her in hospital. Governor, I've just taken Desmond to the hospital. She's off her head on drugs.
Myra?
She's the only Desmond we've got, isn't she?
Get the women lined up in the corridor. Start a cell search straight away. I'm going to see Desmond.
Mrs. Morris, do you realise Myra isn't here for this cell search?
No, she's in the prison hospital. Flynn made a real mess of herself with drugs.
Is that right, Mrs. Morris?
Yes, that's right.
But it can't be. Myra's dead set against drugs.
Really? Well, can we assume then that you planted this, Flynn?
No. I don't know anything about it.
Only leaves Desmond then, doesn't it?
It's got to be a frame.
She's really been fooling everyone, hasn't she? She won't talk her way out of this.
I'll do rounds and look into Desmond.
Governor, all I'm saying is that I believe Desmond would be better off somewhere else. Somewhere with tighter security, where she can be watched for her own sake.
Somewhere like Blackboard, you mean?
Now that you mention it, yes.
Good night, Miss Ferguson. She doesn't miss a trick.
No. Did you know that it was Joan who found the drugs in Myra's cell?
You think she planted them? The infamous Mrs. Ballinger is a businesswoman in her own right, handling a large part of her husband's empire.
Why? What's she into? Gun running up the Amazon?
Her forte is pornography. Child pornography.
Bloody hellfire.
You can read it for yourselves if you've got the stomach for it. Child prostitution, photographs, blue movies, slave trade.
Well, that certainly paints a picture.
Mrs. Reynolds, the women, when they find this out...
They mustn't find out. No matter how disgusted we are, we have to protect her. It's our job.
Yeah, Graham.
Camembert?
No. I seem to have lost my appetite, Ballinger. I've been reading about you. You're full of surprises, aren't you?
Meaning?
Your child pornography business. Must be worth a fortune.
Where did you hear about that?
Feds have got a file on you. Don't worry, I gather they're a long way off proving it.
They can't prove a thing. You see, I run a very efficient business.
Why, Ballinger?
Why? You'd be surprised how many 40-year-old executives desire the taste of sweet young flesh. They find little girls and boys erotic. There's a market for erotica. I simply supply a demand.
What happens to them afterwards?
Afterwards? Who knows?
You bitch!
You touch me, Ferguson, and you're in trouble.
Touch you?
What do you think the department will do about these? I think you'll have trouble explaining them away. You see, the police picked him up the next morning, and they know he doesn't deliver telegrams.
I don't care. Right, Reynolds, you wanted to get rid of me for a long time. Well, now you will be happy. I have just bashed a prisoner, and I'm glad I did it. So are you going to phone the department, or will I?
Slow down and tell me what happened.
I have just given Ballinger a taste of what she deserves, but believe you me, it wasn't nearly enough. That bitch took such delight in telling me what happened to those kids when she'd finished with them.
You've bashed Ballinger, is that what you're
That's
saying?
right, that's right. And I've lost my job, okay? You'll have my resignation on your table within the hour. It'll save the department firing me.
Just a moment. Sit down. We have things to discuss.
What the hell's happened to you? Oh, come on, I'll get you to the infirmary.
No. Take me to the governor. I want Reynolds to see what Ferguson's done to me.
What? Are you claiming Miss Ferguson did this?
Yes, I am. Take me to the governor straight away.
Of course, Mrs. Ballinger, right away.
I want her charged with assault.
And when did this alleged assault take place?
Look at me, it's hardly alleged. The blood's still fresh on my face.
When did it happen?
15 minutes ago.
You've been on duty for the last hour?
Right.
Did you see any officer or prisoner in the vicinity of Ballinger's cell?
No, Mrs. Reynolds.
I'm telling you, she bashed me and she should be charged.
I wasn't speaking to you. Be quiet. Did you hear?
Mr. Cruikshank wasn't
If you
there when it
insist
happened.
on interrupting, I'll charge you with insubordination. Now wait until you're addressed. Did you hear or see anything indicating an assault?
No.
Now, do you have any witnesses to this bashing?
No, but Daphne... No, I was alone. She isn't that stupid.
You realize that to make a false allegation against an officer is a serious offense, don't you?
It isn't a false accusation.
Then how do you account for the fact that Miss Ferguson and I have been in conference for the last half hour?
You're lying.
I suggest you're lying, and I have your record to support my theory.
I'm not. She bashed me and I wanted to pay for it.
Mrs. Morris, when you came into this office, was Miss Ferguson in here with me?
Yes.
Well, Ballinger, unless you can provide proof that you were assaulted, I'm afraid I can't lay charges.
You set me up, all of you.
By rights, I should be punishing you for lying, but I'll wait until I get the medical report. I suggest that you had a nasty fall in your cell and bumped your head. You're probably suffering from concussion. Is that possible? Right. Mr. Cruikshank, would you escort Mrs. Ballinger back to her cell, please?
Right. Come along, Ballinger.
Now, Meg, what's this about Etty?
White with one, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Look, I'm grateful for what you've done, Governor, but I am surprised. Why did you lie for me?
I have my reasons.
Yes, but you've wanted me out of this
explain
place.
myself, Miss Ferguson. I don't approve of what you did, but I can understand it. However, there'll be no further action against her. Do I make myself clear? Let's hope the courts will give her what she deserves.
Yeah, but it doesn't bring the kids back, does it?
How's Ballinger?
Well, she has bruising around the face and the abdomen, but nothing else. Sister Hall was quite surprised she fell in her cell. But of course, some falls are worse than others.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'll get back to my duties.
You'd better get going and do something about Etty. Can't believe she'd shoot anyone.
No, neither can I. It must be a mistake. I can't understand what Eddie's doing out of the retirement village in the first place.
Well, we both know she likes to wander.
Gail Brown's taking over my shift. She'll be here in about 10 minutes.
Fine, you can go now then.
Right, thanks. I know it's none of my business, but did Ballinger really fall over in a cell?
That's what the record says.
Because if Joan didn't do it, I know quite a few staff who would have done it happily, including yours truly.
What are you doing in here, Graham?
Oh, I was just coming in to get some dirty laundry.
You did that this morning.
Well, yeah. See, sometimes Mrs. Ballinger...
Well, she hasn't. Now get back to work before I put you on a charge.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
I'll have what's in your pocket first. Get out.
What do you want?
Pity you gave away so much of your war paint to the others. Been eating quite a bit of it for the next few days, I would imagine.
You made a big mistake, Ferguson. Reynolds might have covered for you now, but Won't be so easy for her when I start to hand out those photos.
Forget it, Ballinger. You've run out of ammunition.
Oh?
You must be aware of how the women in here react to crimes against children. You know, over the years, I've seen the lot. Hey, everything from boiling water to slow mutilation. Now, you got off pretty lightly with me, but when this lot hear about your child pornography racket, they'll kill you.
Joan? Yes. Listen. I just caught Desmond red-handed with enough happy pills to keep this place going for weeks. No, in Ballinger's cell. I don't know whether she was taking them or planting them, but either way, we've got her. No, I haven't told anyone. I thought I'd ring you first so we could decide what to do.
Well, here we go.
Thanks. A little reward for doing what I'm told.
Don't, Terry. Look, I'm just trying to make this work. It isn't easy.
Well, it isn't going to get any easier if we go flushing evidence down the drain every chance we get. Joan, I had Desmond.
Do you think it's that simple?
Well, isn't it?
Terry, there are things you don't know. Now, I can't afford any mistakes. I can't take the chance of Desmond dragging Ballinger into it.
She wouldn't do that. You know the women and their precious code.
She's lagged before.
But what difference would it make?
Please, just trust me. Can you do that?
I do, Joan, but if you don't tell me what you're planning, then I can't
Terry.
be...
Terry, when we get rid of Desmond, I have to make very sure that nothing backfires and gets you into trouble. Do you understand?
I understand.
You know, I've never found it easy to talk to people because I don't have many friends. None, really. And I know some of the things you must have heard about me.
You don't have to explain anything to me, Joan.
No, but I want to. You see, I am what I am, Terry. I'm not going to make any excuses for that. Well, it hasn't always been easy, but I don't have any regrets. Except that people sometimes get the wrong idea about lesbians. You know, I've never forced myself on anyone, and I've certainly never been one for the one-night stand or pick-up or even the bar circuit. I've always felt that there should be something else. Because there was someone once, but she died.
I'm sorry.
But I feel that there's something between us.
I know. I feel it too.
Well, we won't force it. If you like, we can leave right now, and I won't broach the subject ever again. But you don't need to be frightened of me, Terry. I'd never hurt you.
I know that, and I'm not frightened of you. Well, I knew this would happen, and I just wasn't sure how I'd react. Until now.
And?
Could we go home now? Together?
Because you've lost something, Ballinger. I mean, you can't trust anyone anymore, can you?
It was you. You took them, you bitch!
Oh, now there's gratitude for you. And after I've brought you a present, too. Not a very flattering photo, is it? But I'm sure your husband will love it for his scrapbook.
Morning. Oh, is breakfast early?
No, it's late, as usual, and so are you.
Yes, I suppose I am. Not feeling too good, actually. How did Mr. Pringle seem when he brought breakfast in?
What?
Well, did he say anything?
No. He had the good sense to get out of here before I'd tasted this garbage. I don't know how he keeps a job.
Irvin is an excellent chef. Obviously, you don't appreciate decent food.
God, no one could call this decent. Why don't you get around to sampling his food?
How dare you?
Hang on a minute.
You talking to me?
Yeah. I've been trying to work out why you got stuck into Bellinger. Seems to me it'd be the perfect cover if the two of you were working together.
Think what you like, Desmond, but I wouldn't spit on her if she was on fire.
Expect me to believe anything you say when I know that you and Malone are trying to set me up?
Set you up? Oh, must be those drugs, Desmond. They've affected your brain. You're dreaming.
I wasn't dreaming when Malone caught me with a stash. She confiscated the lot, but not a word's been said.
Oh, well, maybe the governor just hasn't got around
Maybe
to
the
you.
governor doesn't know anything about it.
Well, just think yourself lucky you got off so easy.
Why?
I don't know anything about it, Desmond. And I'm sure Malone doesn't either.
You're slipping, Ferguson. You're trying to set me up and you let a chance like that go by.
Well, Desmond, if I did, it's because I know there'll be plenty of other chances. I'll get you. And when I do, there'll be no way out.
We have to talk.
Get out of my way.
Ferguson, as long as I've got the negatives, I can use them whenever I want to, even if it takes years.
You can do what you like with them, because I'm not making any deals with you.
Easy enough to say, but I'm sure you don't want to go to jail, knowing how some of those other prisoners will treat you. All I want's a little help to get out of here. In return, I'll give you the negatives and get Desmond for you.
What's the matter, Ballinger? Haven't I made it clear what I think of you?
We don't have to like each other. I'm simply suggesting a business arrangement. I'm sure you know that inside you'll have to deal with much worse than me.
It could be worth it to get rid of you.
So you'll help?
I want those negatives first.
All right. But there's one condition. Kelly has to think she's coming with me. When the time comes, if you want to stop her, it's up to you.
Oh, it'll take a day, maybe two, to set up. Starting from when I get the negatives.
Give that to Costello. He'll give you the negatives. Of course, I know when you've got them, you'll probably try to double-cross me. But just remember, even from in here, it's not hard to put a contract out on you. If anything goes wrong with my escape, you won't have time to gloat about it. Do we understand each other?
I thought perhaps you weren't coming.
Just being cautious. Make sure you were on your own.
I'm the one who should be cautious. You're the one who phoned me, remember? Thank you. Lionel sends his regards, by the way. Says he's glad you joined us on this one and hopes you'll be a member of the team.
Well, you can tell him to forget about that for a start. As soon as this business is over, I want nothing more to do with you lot.
So all that business about her having talked is a load of rubbish. She wants us to get her out, and you're to help.
It also says that you're to hand over the negatives to me.
They are the ones. We didn't have time to make prints, so you're quite safe. Now, a few questions. What time are the women let out to the exercise yard?
Weekdays, the mornings from 10 till 11. The afternoon, 3 till 4. It's the same at weekends, except it's extended till 5.
All right, security arrangements while all this is going on?
2 guards on the outer and inner gates and 2 officers supervising the women in the grounds. It's all very casual. There won't be any trouble.
Okay. I want you to draw me a detailed layout of the grounds. Don't miss anything. I'm going to have to set this up for tomorrow morning.
It's pretty quick, isn't it?
I don't really have much choice on the matter. I don't like it any more than you do. When you've finished here, go straight home. Now call me first thing in the morning and I'll let you know what's going to happen and when.
Good morning. Did you sleep well?
A little better, yes.
Good. I thought you might have been up all night framing the negatives. You did get them.
Yes, your friend Costello was most obliging. I'm sure you'll be disappointed to know that they are now a pile of ashes.
Not at all. Personally, I didn't think they were your best angle. Now let's cut the pleasantry, shall we, and get down to business. We have a contract, you and I.
Don't need reminding. Costello and his men will be here this afternoon during the exercise period. I'll get you to the fence and create enough diversion for them to get you out.
And Kelly?
She stays. I'll see to it.
Good. Well, if there's nothing
Oh,
else...
but there is. Desmond.
I hadn't forgotten.
Good. Because you don't move 1 inch out of Wentworth until she's fixed once and for all.
Much better when I'm outside.
I know you are.
Hey, do you want to come out and look at my plants?
I'd love it.
I got something for you.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, God! Nora!
What happened?
Oh, get help! My baby! Please don't die!
Get help, Daphne.
Please!
Get Mara quickly. Nobody else. We don't want trouble.
All right!
No buts. Do exactly what I say. Get Mara quickly.
Baby, please! My baby!
Now, what have we got here? Come on, Ballinger, help me get her on her feet.
Don't let me.
Of course not. Get your sister all right away. Come on.
That's all right, Miss Ferguson. Look, Flynn, if you're really that worried, perhaps we should have a doctor look at you.
Thank you.
Look, I've left the women unattended. I'll get back to them.
Of course.
Nora, you're... Easy, Lou.
We don't want any telltale bruises. People might ask questions. Get her up.
Nora, what happened to it?
She's okay, but if she wasn't, it wouldn't be any great loss.
You bitch!
We're not having a good day, are we? Hold her tighter, Kelly.
Ferguson, you mongrel!
You're just in time.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Seems fitting that you go out an overdose, doesn't it, Desmond? You blown it! No, you can't have all of that!
Yeah, what's going on? Where's Nora?
Just when I came by, or we'd have had a murder on our hands.
Let me go! Just hold still.
Kelly and Ballinger were about to inject Desmond with something. If I hadn't come by, she'd be dead.
She's alive. She was in on it. Shut up. I tell you, she was in on it. She helped set it up.
Well, Desmond, how did it happen?
Miss Ferguson's right. She saved my life. Yeah, not that one. That one first.
What's going on? Who's there?
Sorry I couldn't find any pate, Ballinger. You're going to have to get used to prison food now.
Is that room service? I'm bloody starving.
Leave the tray, young, and wait at the gate.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
You had no intention of keeping to our bargain.
You didn't keep your part. Desmond's still alive.
Thanks to you.
You blew it.
You would have double-crossed me even if I had killed her.
Where's my bloody food?
Shut up, Kelly. You're giving her ladyship here a headache.
Right now, I'd like to give you more than a headache, you bitch.
You want to cop another charge, Kelly? Come on, Ballinger, eat up. Prison food tastes worse when it's cold. And you'll have plenty of time to find that out. You're going to be charged with attempted murder. And even that hot-shot husband of yours won't get you out of that.
If I go down, you're going to come with me. I'm going to tell Reynolds the truth, and I'm going to get Kelly to back me up.
You're not really very bright, are you, Ballinger? You're going to rot in this place. And I'm going to see to it that your stay is not a pleasant one.
You won't have time to enjoy yourself. You've double-crossed me, so there's a contract out on you as of now.
You don't scare me.
I don't have to. I wouldn't sleep at night if I were you, and I'd be careful crossing the street. You won't know where or when, but I promise you, you're dead.
Move on, you two.
You go on, huh? Nearly had it all, didn't you?
Don't know what you mean.
Kelly and Ballinger in heaps of strife. Me nearly dead.
And you coming up smelling like roses.
It's a nice thought. But you can't have everything in life. Well, not all at once, anyway.
Tell me one thing. Why did you bash Ballinger?
Me? Oh, I don't do that sort of thing, Desmond. You heard the governor. I saved your life. I'm a hero.
And pigs really do fly.
Lunch. Oh, that's not very nice, is it, Egbert, after Mr. Pringle went to so much trouble? Leave the tray and wait at the gate. Pity you're so dumb, Kelly.
Yeah, I've been dumb, all right. Dumb enough to think you'd get us out of here. But how bright are you to cross Ballinger?
They weren't taking you, Kelly. You were set up.
Bull.
You and Desmond were part of the deal to get her away. That's right. Your hide and Desmond's in exchange for hers.
You bitch, Ballinger! You double-dealing mongrel! What's the matter with you? I'll kill you, Ballinger. No one crosses me and gets away with it.
Hey, Kelly, you know if I've got anything to do with it. Ballinger will be going to Blackmore.
I mean, you asked me to help you get Desmond and so on, and then when I get the chance you tell me to do nothing, and then I find out you saved her life. You don't talk to me anymore or tell me anything. I thought we were friends.
We are.
So why don't we spend any time together? You've always got something on. It feels like you're shutting me out.
Oh, I'm not.
Well, if that's what you want, just tell me. I'm a big girl. I'll cope.
Oh, come on, Terry. I'm not shutting you out. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Look, you're important. Far too important to risk in this nonsense with Desmond and Ballinger. And that's something I had to handle myself. Sorry if I hurt you.
Oh, it's okay. I shouldn't have doubted you.
Right, well, now that that's settled, what say I shout us dinner the first night we're both free?
Sounds great.
Me too.
Bye.
Keep very still and very quiet, understand?